Hello, how are you?
Hi, good evening.
How old are you?
I'm 52.
52. All right, just a second. 52. How long have you been watching my program?
For the last 6 months, I think.
Okay. All right. Click to start. Let's do it. Any children?
Nope.
Um, and what do you do for a living?
I'm a development director for a community health center.
All right. So, do you want a relationship?
Yes,
When was your last one?
last year,
Last year meaning,
well, 2020.
and why did it end?
Because we were not a good fit. There were some areas of dissatisfaction for me that, I feel, we just needed to part ways.
You were together for a year?
Yeah.
Was it a long distance relationship? Because I'm
No,
starting, huh?
relationship.
What'd you say?
It was not a long distance relationship.
All right. And who ended the relationship?
I did.
Okay. So, what do you want from a man? High level.
I think the most important thing is someone who is self-assured and self-aware and interested in continuing that growth. Someone who is intellectual, and I do like to have long, wandering conversations. Someone who's active and likes to play. And spends time on, continuing to be plastic and not be rigid as we get older. And someone who I think loves themselves enough to be able to understand how to love someone else. And that's a journey, even for, including for myself.
Okay. So one thing I'm gonna start asking folks is to have good lighting and better Wi-Fi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Let
no
me.
problem. Okay. So,
No.
but and then what is he gonna and what what is he gonna get in return?
I think in return, he gets a great supportive partner who is open-minded and I think pretty self-accepting of others and their foibles. Not in the business of trying to change anyone. You meet people where they are and you kind of move on from there. Someone who is creative and still is, I think, an active pursuit of.
Are you looking at my facial expressions and understand? Are you listening to the words you say and how they're coming across to me?
Yeah, it's a little bit like, really? Okay, well, I mean, that's what's in my head.
But why do you think that is? Why do you think that's what I'm doing?
Um, I would assume that you imagine that it seems kind of not concrete in some fashion.
Well, I think it's a lot of damn words for a 52-year-old woman.
Oh, well, maybe that's why I'm single. um, but okay, honest, um, financially secure,
What does that mean?
meaning that he's able to maintain his own
How much is your
lifestyle.
feminine? How much does your submission cost annually? How much does he need to make?
I mean, whatever he needs to cover his expenses.
Okay, I'm gonna challenge that. Do you make more than $50,000?
Yeah,
More than 75?
yeah,
More than 100?
yeah.
Okay. Why I'm challenging this, folks, is because I realize that as much as attention matters to women, lifestyle matters more these days.
Actually, I'm a minimalist.
It's different being a minimalist and you make over six figures because that's a matter of choice. Minimalism because you don't make the money is different.
Right, but I think I've
Listen to
always
what
been this
I'm not.
way.
Okay.
I've always been this way. I think possessions are a trap.
You didn't even let me finish
They're
saying.
not that real.
You didn't let me finish saying what I'm saying, so you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, maybe I should listen. Go ahead.
Lifestyle. The things we like to do. I didn't ask you about the shoes you wear.
Oh,
I'm talking about, first of
okay.
all, even the way you're communicating is highbrow. Fine. It's above average, ma'am. You use a lot of words, and most people are very simple.
Oh.
And then you say, oh, just so I can pay care of his bills. So if I put you in a room with a guy who's an average earner, what do you think average income is for a black man in this country?
I would say probably about 50,000.
$41,000.
Okay.
$20.50 an hour. When's the last time you made $20 an hour? Doesn't matter. What kind of professions do these guys have?
It's run the gamut from artists to
No,
corporate
making
types.
$41,000 a year.
Oh, professions. I would say maybe not for profit, blue collar. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the issue. I put you in a room with average men and you don't know anything about them. So when you say, oh, all I have to do is make such and so forth, that's bullshit.
Why?
I just showed you why. You can't relate. You want a man who's intellectual and this and that. That by definition is an above average man.
Okay.
All right. At 52 years old with no kids, that's highly unlikely.
Okay.
You know why?
Why is that?
Why do you, okay. The men you've dated, have you asked them what it's like to date you? How do they experience you?
For the most part, I would say that, I'm really easy to be around and hang out with and spend time. But some of the challenge areas is I think I can kind of push buttons because I'm always kind of digging into the why of things, and that can be exhausting. But I typically don't have a lot of negative reviews. I'm friends with most of my exes for the most part.
Yeah, I can tell that being with you will be exhausting.
Is it? Why?
Even talking, it's like, okay, you want a man to be your entertainment. You want him to be your friend, the person that's not our job.
No. I don't want him to be my entertainment.
I'll go back to what you said at the beginning, and that ain't who men are.
No, you don't need to be my entertainment at all. In fact, I like a little space.
I don't care what you call it, ma'am. You're a distraction, whatever word.
Uh-huh.
That ain't where we are. And see,
Okay.
right there, the intent. I don't care. It's not entertainment. Well, whatever that is, that ain't what men are. And I think you know what I'm telling you that. Men are not intellectual, this and that. I want to be able to read and and have long conversations. Is that who men are?
No. For the most part. Some are.
No. See? That's some shit. Some make your booty run, so you don't need none. Why y'all do this? Some. Where did you get this list from?
I don't know. I guess it evolved over time, and I kind of narrowed down on the things that were like really important to me, I suppose.
Right. Well, were your mother and father married?
Yes.
What'd your father do for a living?
He was a senior leader, executive in a public utility company.
He was a senior leader. What was his title, man?
I don't know, vice president of blah, blah, blah. And
What'd your mother do?
She's a nurse practitioner.
What'd your grandmother do?
She's a homemaker.
What'd your grandfather do?
He was a horticulturist for National Botanical Gardens.
You have any siblings?
Yes.
Any sisters?
Yes.
Any of them married?
Yeah.
How many of them?
One.
How many sisters you got?
I have 3.
3 sisters, so 4 girls total?
Uh-huh.
And one's married.
Yes.
Are you the oldest, youngest, what?
No, I'm the middle child.
Okay. So, do you want to date a man that's around your age?
Yes.
So, I'm 53, you're 52. And I'm going to say, I'm not going to say you because it's too personal. But the reason that men like myself don't tend to date women like you,
Uh-huh.
too much work.
In what regard?
I just told you.
The intellectual conversations are exhausting and men are not
That's
entertaining.
not what I want a woman for.
No, well, everyone's different. So if you're
No,
not
they're
being,
not. No, they're not. See, next week I'm going to break down this bullshit, this hyper individual, we're all special snowflakes. This is a cancer. This is a stage 4 fucking pancreatic cancer that has helped to destroy Black America. And I'm going to go break into it a little bit right now because it is just outrageous. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
well, they
Hold
are.
on,
Like,
audience. Everyone is special. Everyone is special. Everyone is the one. No one can be generalized. Maximum options, minimum restrictions, hyper individualism, want to be exalted. I call it queen energy. This is why so many women hate to be called leftover or resist rankings because you can't, generalizations aren't valid because you don't know everyone. So if you don't know everyone, you don't know anyone. And it is bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit. You have to ask yourself as a woman, just like I have to ask myself as a man, what do the kind of women on your level typically get as a mate?
I really don't give a lot of thought to that. I'm really kind of focused on me, but
hyper individualism.
Okay, all right. From my observation,
Hyper individualism. So this is
from my
why so many women,
observation-
audience, please. This is why so many women's prices are out of whack. This is why they can all come to the market talking about not settling because they do not compare themselves to anybody. There's God and there's me, and then everybody else do their own thing. Monday, I'm going to set the internet on fire. This is a perfect lead
Okay,
in.
listen.
I'm talking to the audience.
I'm sorry.
Perfect lead in because this is what it is. This is why when you talk to a woman, well, I keep myself to myself. I don't mind. I don't do that and so forth. So then let me speak to you as a business person.
Uh-huh.
If you sell shoes,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know how to set your price?
I guess it would be based upon the cost of materials and production costs and marketing and, profit margins. And, if your marketing is very specific, you can determine your price that way by creating something that someone wants.
No. Okay, and then that's it. That's internal.
Uh-huh. But selling shoes literally in a store?
You set your price on your internal metrics, but then you got to put them on the what?
Then you have to put it on the what? I'm not clear.
On the what? Then you have to put the shoes on the what? The open what?
On the open market.
Right. So if your number came back and said a pair of heels,
Mm-hmm.
because of however you ran your numbers,
Mm-hmm.
it came back and said you should charge $6,000 for a pair of heels.
Mm-hmm.
And you put them on the open market, put them on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
You think those shoes are going to sell?
I would imagine not.
Why?
Well, probably because the way you ran the numbers were wrong. There's no reason that you
No. How did you know your numbers were wrong?
Well, on the surface, 6,000 is ridiculous.
I don't care.
But I would
Matter.
also assume you
know the
mean
number
no
was
one's
wrong.
buying it.
Who?
No one's buying it, right? Is the answer?
Well, you don't know that until you put it on the market. But
Right.
you know when you put it on the market and you look and you see what the other shoes cost.
Okay.
So if that See, what I want you guys to understand is these modern women have been told that they can set their price at anything because of their own numbers. They resist going to the market. That's why they don't like sexual marketplace value, because the market is whatever this is, you put it on the shelf. And that's assuming you can get it on the shelf. If the shoes on the shelf are $100, the only way to sell this at $6,000 is it to be a luxury item, and you have to have a reason. But if it is a similar quality, similar materials, similar whatever, you got to get similar price. You got similars of everything else that other women got.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really honestly haven't ever had a problem dating my adult life. Quite the opposite. I tend to leave. I think part of the reason I wanted to join was to kind of say, yes, I actually do agree with a lot of your statements. And yes, you have to generalize because it's a large population.
Ma'am.
But
Let me stop you right here. Just like black women are some of the most engaged women, you guys never have problems dating, but you have problems getting husbands. So it's a problem with dating. Yes.
Problem.
Huh?
I've just said no.
Yes, you do. And I'm going to tell you why you have a problem.
Why?
Because I want you guys to understand. She said, I generally don't have any problems dating. Yes, you have problems dating men that you respect, admire, and would like to marry. Because you don't leave men like that. See, what women do is they date men, and they think because they're dating the attention, that translates to the man that they want. So what she's trying to say is, my product is fine. Matter of fact, it's so good, they don't leave, I leave. Yeah, but that ain't the client you want. You want this client. You can't date him.
I actually think that the root cause is I have to know what I really want before I kind of put myself out there, and otherwise I repeat the cycle. But I don't think that everyone.
What you really want?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you
gotta know what you're worth, what you really want, man.
What I'm worth?
Stop,
what do you think I'm worth?
Stop,
how do you determine that? Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. It's the hyper individualism. You're still trying to figure out how much I'm going to price my shoes at. You're a shoe. Shoes are $50.
Okay.
So what you want don't matter if it costs more than, if it's more than $50, don't matter. Get your price down to $50. Actually, you're over 50. You're at Goodwill.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Well, you know, I'm a minimalist, so it's perfect.
Well, you got minimum opportunities. I'm just saying, it's your age. Oh, 27 time to sell, over 30, 50% off, 35 clearance, 40 outlet, 50 Goodwill. Man, talk. You talk a lot. And this is one thing, this is a problem with Generation X black women. I'm telling you. And it's not, you're in this group, but they talk so much. And in the 90s, there were so many wine socials and book clubs. They verbally and cerebrally masturbated so much in their early 20s and 30s, and made it between the wine socials, the book clubs, the poetry slams. You guys have become some of the most egotistical, arrogant, entitled women who have no idea what the men want.
I was going to rock and roll shows and hanging out with the dudes. I didn't do that girly stuff. So this is all my own. But I am curious about why women over or in my age group are in Goodwill. I mean, I get it as a generalization. I can kind of see around, but is it really everyone? I don't think so.
Why women your age don't do what?
Why we're in Goodwill?
Because you're old.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess.
Man, what product on the market gains value with age in use?
Me. But usually designer products. Furniture, art.
Age and use.
Oh. I don't know, a landmark monument?
This is a 52-year-old woman now, ma'am.
I don't know.
But you're not.
You
You're
tell me.
asking questions, but
Hmm.
are you trying to even be serious? Because you're coming.
I mean, you're
I'll
asking
use this no
me.
matter what because you're making my case.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question. Your grandmother at 52, was she a more serious woman?
Very much so.
Okay, and why would someone want a 52-year-old teenage girl?
Um, I would imagine they would not, but that's not who I am.
That's how you're coming across?
I was trying to keep it light.
Okay. Reset. What product, when you keep it light, I'm trying to do work.
Okay.
I asked a question. I'm not just talking just to hear myself effing talk.
Okay.
So I'm asking what product gains value with time, with age and use?
There's
It's
nothing that comes
nothing.
to mind.
Nothing. So why is it with women today feel that they should gain value, or most want to gain value, but the ones that don't want to gain think they should at least maintain value as they age and are used. But women, time immemorial, knew that that wasn't true.
Right.
And this is why I want you guys to understand that whether you disagree or agree with my tone, tactic, whatever, when it is far too exhausting to talk to women at a certain age.
Hmm.
Because I'm gonna tell you that whether you're intentional or not, there's a low lack of there seems to be a low level of respect. Because when women respect men, they tend to approach them in a different way. Y'all approach us, and you just like you approach me like it's a game.
No, I was not trying to make it a game. I really was simply trying to be socially polite.
Okay, but in order to do that, you would need to read the room, and that's not the tone. At the end of the day, ma'am, it comes right down to go back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you think, but you don't know what the market thinks.
Okay. Maybe that's what I'm here to learn.
Well, okay. What if you don't get a man? Then what? Well, but before we do that, would you be willing to share a man?
No.
Then how the numbers going to work, man? Because there are more women than men. And the older you get, it all becomes more pronounced. And the more stuff you put on that list, there are roughly 600,000 black women of a certain socioeconomic status, Generation X, and roughly about 100,000 men.
I mean, I am definitely open to compromise. I'll take a fixer-upper if that's my option.
No. You're not going to settle for. We're not settling. Any man, no.
Potential. Someone with
potential. No. There's no potential, man. We're at the end of life. See, so I'm saying you're still talking like I'm trying to be. Really, I'm trying to be cool, but I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? Potential at 50 goddamn 2.
That's true. That's a good point.
Can we act like we're almost? We only got a few more sunsets. Can we do something?
Okay.
How about this, man? Can you do me a favor? Can you stop making it about you and understand that you're going to have other black people and young black women watching this? And people are trying to get answers like you are.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's all about you. Hyper-individualism. That's why I say y'all need to stop listening to older women about advice, because they don't give a shit about anybody else. It's about them. You know what I just come up with? The best way I can describe it is Generation X women really mirror only child syndrome. It's all about y'all. So you're going to settle for a fixer-upper? No. I would not tell anybody to be a man that a woman settles for, especially a woman who has a history of poking at stuff. Nope. But tell me why you won't settle. I mean, why you won't share? Because there are not enough men, especially men who are around your age and your income level. There are like 10 times more women than men.
Well,
And that's how it is for every group.
Well, first, there are real health reasons. That's a risk factor. So, that would have to be open.
So would you rather share a man, or would you rather share and have part of a man, or hold nothing?
Anything is possible.
No, I didn't ask that. I said, would you rather share, have a part of a man, or have a whole nothing? I don't do what you just did.
Wow.
And this is why
I suppose I would share.
Well, and see, the thing is, what I need you to understand, man, what I need you to understand, listen, I don't know if you watch my show often or not, but I want you to pay attention because I'm about to cycle you out. Women who are younger than you, who are easier to get along with than you, who, how about this? Women who are younger have a higher sexual marketplace value. They're definitely willing to share. And that's the thing. If you're a man that can meet your standards, and you got a woman like you whose sexual marketplace value is lower than the market, and your requirements are higher, are you going to go get, why would you pick this product? Why would you pick that?
I don't know.
Because you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. And that's the point. Yeah, men won't do that.
Okay.
And it's not meant to be an insult. It's meant to get you ladies to understand that your self-first, myopic way of looking at the sexual marketplace doesn't work. You are looking at men who are outnumbered by women of our race, of any race. The higher up you go socioeconomically, education, anything else, there's fewer men and more women of every race. You're not going to go get a white man, Hispanic man, because white women are going to make guard. They're going to block you out. You got to compete for the black men that exist, and you got to compete for the men. And here's the thing: just like you feel you're special, so does Alice, and so does Claire. She feels she's just as special as you. Y'all all feel like you're special. The way you get it, only one woman gets the man. Then what happens to the other 5 to 9 women? What happens to them? Because once the men are a finite source, either you get them or you don't. What happens to the rest of the women?
Okay, so you're making a numbers argument.
It's a numbers argument, man. It's finite.
Okay.
I understand. I mean, you went to college, right? There are a finite amount of people who can get into an Ivy League school. The numbers. It's finite. And unfortunately, you waited till 52 and you talk about marriage? That's not likely. Just on the age alone, then everything else. And then you want a high earning man to be monogamous.
I didn't say he had to be high earning.
Yeah, you did. He had to be on your level.
I said
intellectual. We've already established. We've already established that. We've already established that about the lifestyle. So.
No, I did not.
Yeah, have a good one. Yep.
Good night. Okay.
Woo! Folks, I want you to understand that is what the dating market is for Generation X.
And guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. More respect on the legend Kevin Samuels. I think this guy was fantastic. His message, his questioning and everything was always on point, and I think that is the more reason why we should be keeping his content alive, right? And talking about this 52-year-old lady in this video, I think there is something that older women have to understand, right? This is how men kind of perceive you. If you're over 30 years old and you're single, I think men kind of get it in their head that there is something that is wrong with you. That's why you're single. Because, I mean, why should you be single at 30 years old as a lady? Talk of, I'm 52 years old. Still talking about, I mean, a man have to meet her intellectual and all these things on intellectual levels, having intellectual conversation. And one thing women don't tend to understand is what they kind of call intellectualism is just annoying. It's just something that annoys men in general, right? Women, and these women that call themselves PhDs and all that, when they come on this show, look at the kind of conversation that they do have. It's kind of annoying. They see it to be intellectual conversation, because I heard one sometime talking about, I mean, intellectual curiosity means the conversation that she's having at that moment that we see being annoying and all these things. We all can witness that. You can witness it. We all watching this content right now can witness it. And we've witnessed several of them, PhDs calling in, and their conversation is always just annoying. They don't have logical reasoning. So what they kind of call intellectual conversation is just babbling in front of a man, and that is kind of annoying to us. But they kind of see that if you don't want to have that kind of conversation, it means you are not having the intellectual capacity to have those type of conversations with them. And I got news for these women, right? It is just making us angry. We don't want to sit there and have that kind of babbling, whatever you call it, conversation with you guys. But a lady 52-year-old talking about, I need a man that who can be able to have intellectual conversation because I like to have those type of conversation, means she's just annoying. She's just a pain in the ass. And that explains to the reason why she's single at 52 years old. Let me be quite frank with these women, right? If you're a lady that is over 35 years old, I don't think you should just have a standard, like any kind of standard at all. Talking about, I get standards for myself, I get expectations or something like that. I don't think if you're over 35 years old, you should have expectation on a man. Talk of, I'm a 52-year-old lady. And these women don't know how difficult it is to just be around them. They just have no idea. It is really that difficult. Trust me. Being around women that are older, it is extremely difficult, and men recognize that. Men understand these things, and that is why these type of women tend to be avoided directly. Simple. It's easy as that. And one thing that bothers me is these type of women coming into conversation or male spaces that they'll have to, get some information to try to improve their situation to get the result that they're looking for. Not talking about getting a man that is on her level, because when they say these things, it's because she's making 6 figures. She confirmed it. She says she make over $100,000, so it means she's in the 6 figures bracket. So when they talk about a man on my level, let's be honest, it's not about spiritual or anything like that, right? Or it's not anything like that. It has to be money. They will try to sugarcoat it, try to make it look different, but the reality is they're just always looking for men that are making money at their same level, which they have to understand that a man that is making that amount of money is thriving, right? He's a man that is just looking for the best for himself, wanting the best for himself. So if a man is like that, are you telling me that you being a 52-year-old lady, you are the best that this man can get? Men that are in that brackets are very competitive, right? If they are that operating at that level, they are women too. They always tend to want the best version of females. So are you telling me that you be a 52-year-old lady is the best version that this man can get? This man that has made himself into this can really get in the sexual marketplace? The answer is no. So you can want what you want, but can you honestly get it? What you are looking for is that thing looking for you. Then this is part of our problem in the black community, right? Why are you 52-year-old and haven't gotten married before in your life? At age 52-year-old, you should be a grandmom to someone. But the reality is they were told they can just have it all. They can go to their school, get their degrees, get their jobs, and later on when they are looking for a relationship, they can turn around and pull a man down, lock them down. No, it ain't happening. Relationship, if you want to get a relationship as a young lady, you should start to prioritize lady. I'll tell you, as early as 18, when you just turn 18, you should start to chase relationships start prioritizing it. Especially when you get to 23, you should get serious. You should move with some level of urgency. But because they were told, just like men can get it after getting their degrees and all that, they can also do it the same way because men and women are the same. This bullshit, feminism bullshit has crept into these women's head to the point that they don't even understand biology. They don't understand nature. You have time on yourself. You have age limits. When you get to 40, 45 years old, that window is closed. It's shut down. So that alone should explain to you that men and women are not equal, and we have certain things that if we want to get, we should be able to get it before some time frame. But because they want to force and believe what they believe, which is the feminism, men and women being equal, when they told them these things, they just could not sit down and ask themselves, okay, a man can be 52-year-old, can just turn around, pull a woman down, get married, have family, have kids, and all these things. But if I'm 52-year-old, will I be able to do it, honestly speaking? The answer is, realistically speaking, no. Though you can do IVFs, right? And you might be able to pull something like that out, but it's not realistic. You should not be betting on IVF or something like that. You shouldn't be doing something like that. Do it the natural way. But these women, like I said, delusion is so real. It is rooted in them. And hey, shout out to you. And you guys are helping cats and dogs out there. They wouldn't have gotten moms and dads. So I think if you are serving as moms to them, I think we have to give you shout out for doing that. So shout out to you guys for holding these pets down. So guys, catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed the content, let me know your eating in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.